Namaste and a very happy Janmashtami to all of you. Today is the birthday of Lord Krishna, who is the 8th avatar of Lord Vishnu. As I mentioned in my previous video, Hinduism has a concept of avatar, which is when God takes a human form and comes to earth to restore peace and harmony. There have been many avatars in the past, but these avatars usually come with just a fragment of God's power for a specific mission and then they leave. What makes Lord Krishna special is that he was the only avatar of God that was born completely as God with all of his powers. So he wasn't the son of God or a messenger of God, but God himself. For that, he is known as the Sampurna Avatar, or the complete avatar. Krishna means all attractive, and he is described as being Meghavarnam, which means that he has the complexion of the clouds. But it's very hard to show that color in drawings, which is why he's often shown as being blue. He is worshipped in various forms, such as a baby, a young cowherder, a teenager playing the flute, or as a king. The West often regards Hindu theology as mythology and dismisses its characters as being fictional. But there is actually evidence that Krishna existed as a historical being, which is a topic for a future video. But I would like to take this moment to mention that instead of referring to it as Hindu mythology, the correct word is Hindu theology. Krishna was born in Mathura, India in 3228 BCE. Around that time, many of the kings across India were becoming corrupt and abusing their powers. Spirituality and morality were on the decline, and people were starting to lose hope in the future. There was one specific tyrant named Kans who ruled over the Vishnu kingdom in northern India, and he was actually Krishna's uncle. There had been a prophecy that the 8th child of Devaki and Vasudeva would kill Kans. And so what Kans did is he locked up Devaki and Vasudeva in prison, and every time they had a child, he would take that child and kill it immediately. When Devaki was pregnant with her 7th child, Rohini came to visit her in prison, and Devaki transferred the embryo from her womb into Rohini's womb. Now Kans thought this was a miscarriage, but Rohini ended up giving birth to Devaki's son Balaram, who is Krishna's older brother. Then, on a dark and stormy night, Bhagwan appeared to Devaki and Vasudeva in prison and told them that he would be born as their 8th child to deliver the world from evil. As soon as Krishna was born, the chains of Vasudeva and Devaki opened up and all of the prison guards instantly went to sleep. Bhagwan instructed Vasudeva to take Krishna across the Yamuna river to the town of Gokul, where his friends Nand and Yashoda would raise Krishna as their own child until he is old enough to come back and kill Kans. That same night, Yashoda gave birth to a baby girl. So when Vasudeva brought Krishna to Gokul, Nand told him to take the baby girl in exchange. At first, Vasudeva refused, saying that he would not want another child to die at the hand of Kans. But Nand reassured him that once Kans saw that she was a baby girl, he would not kill her. However, Kans was heartless, and when he saw that a baby girl had been born, he grabbed her and was ready to smash her against the wall. Just then, that baby girl transformed into Yogmaya, who is the female energy of Krishna, and she warned Kans that the cause of his death had already been born and will return to kill him. So there are many different ways that people celebrate Janmashtami. One way is by fasting. Now, in Hinduism, there's many different ways of fasting, and it depends on the devotee to determine how they want to restrict their diet for that day. But one of the more common ways is to just eat fruits, nuts, and dairy products. The reason is that these foods are considered sattvic and pure, meaning that they have a low karmic load and also aid in meditation. Furthermore, these foods are very easy to prepare, so people can spend less time thinking about food and cooking and spend more time on meditation. Around midnight, people celebrate the birth of Krishna. They bathe and dress up a baby version of Krishna and then put him in a swing, and people take turns swinging him while singing songs about his birth. Now, one thing to know about Krishna is that he grew up as a cowherder in Vrindavan and was a notorious prankster. But behind each of his pranks was a reason. So, for example, one of the things he used to do is he used to team up with his friends and steal butter that was hanging in people's houses and then distribute it amongst the kids in the neighborhood. But the reason he did this is because people were sending butter as a tax to the evil tyrant Kans, and Krishna felt that why should people send it to some evil person instead of giving it to the kids who needed the nourishment the most? So on Janmashtami, people recreate this activity of stealing the butter by participating in a competition called Dehandi. This is where people form human pyramids so that they can break a pot of buttermilk hanging up high. This is a fun way to work together as a group and remember the life of Krishna. So today, during the festival of Janmashtami, people all around the world remember Krishna as the adorable little baby and the caring, loving prankster. Thanks for watching, have a blessed day, and Namaste.